Alright, so I think it's time we got this thing slapped back together. So it didn't have a screen or a deflector on it, factory deflector, so I got factory screen for it, and then I just made my own little deflector out of a piece of metal just for testing. It'll have something else on it later, but that is not precise, but pretty darn close to what the factory outlet looks like under the normal deflector. In fact, that's probably even more than what the factory is, so they're pretty choked down to begin with. This will give us a rough idea how it runs. One of these was stripped. I think it's this top one, if I remember right. Yep. So it's got one coarse thread bolt and one regular, but it holds, so we'll stick with it for now. Muffler's on. Get this little fuel line routed in place. And the primer bulb stuck back in there. Okay, well, we got that situated in there best it can. Fuel line all hooked up. So we can put the side cover back on now. What are we missing here? Okay, I should have showed it, but this cover back here on this corner has actually been like bent this way, and then it never came back. So there's a shoulder like this on this mounting point here, and it's actually not where it needs to be in line anymore. It was actually bent backwards, but that plastic is not going to return to normal. So we just took and a little custom adjustment right there, but it all fits on nice and snug now. So go ahead and get this back in there. And then it's hard to see, but there's still a little piece under there that's broken. So this side cover is actually going to help hold that piece where it needs to be, even though we riveted that piece of metal behind here. So take a little persuasion here to get it up where it needs to be, but should go in the right place here in a second. So anyways, we might have to do a little fine-tuning repair on that later, but it'll be good for now. Alright. And all our fuel lines under here are all routed correctly. Everything's good, so we can snap that cover back on. Our fuel tank vent, it works. Alright, since I'm goofy and took the whole trigger assembly out, I get to put it back in now. There. Now that can go on. The choke lever can get pushed on there. All right. Everything works and functions. I think we're heading in the right direction. Alright, we're almost got a complete saw here. This on there. Since we're here. Yeah, that should be a little better than stock. Actually, I changed my mind. We'll go out and run it with no bar on it and make sure the oiler's doing its job. Alright, we're going to try this again. I changed the primer bulb because I thought maybe it wasn't holding. But it still couldn't get it to fill with fuel. It was putting pressure in the tank, but nothing was pulling through the carburetor. So something's going on. So I swapped a good carb off of my 192 and like 4 pumps and it was full. So it's pulled fuel all the way through the carburetor. So we're going to see if we can get it to run an idle with a good carb on it, and then we'll have to go back through that other one and see what's either I missed or something's wrong. Okay, so obviously it's a runner. You know, it's got this, it's a 192TC, so it's got this easy start. And I don't know why, the ones I've ran in the past, I always thought they were just felt odd and cheap, and I didn't like the way they felt, like it's not a positive pull. But as I'm sitting here, I mean, this thing is like absolutely effortless to start. So I can see its advantage up in a tree. You aren't having to give it a old heave-ho. You can barely pull it and the thing's running. There you go, Marshy. Now we know we got a runner. We'll put some spice into it. Alright, I got this tuned in a little bit better. This easy start thing, it's unreal. I mean, it is so effortless. I never liked liked it before, but I can see its bonuses, especially if you're up in the trees. So I talked bad about them in the past, and I may not talk so bad about them anymore. Kind of like it.